Hello, and welcome to my audio opinion challenge presentation. My name is Chrissy Stancil, and I will discuss why I think the industry felt the effects of the slump that happened in the 80s. At some point in the middle of 1982, the industry stopped growing altogether. No one can quite pinpoint the cause of this, even to this day. It was a very puzzling issue to them, and I think that it was an indication of the underlying issues the industry had, and it started before 1982. In 1981, a 15-year-old kid scored a record that made him a sudden celebrity. Unfortunately, he played the game during school hours, and that got him banned for playing hooky. This was a trend that reached as far as the Philippines. The coin-op system worked because these kids were dropping quarters into games. When you took that away, that produced a loss of revenue. It was only one of the many things that caused a downward trend. That same year, two MIT students by the names of Doug McRae and Kevin Curran successfully modified Missile Command, refreshing the waning interest in the game. They called this modified game Super Missile Attack. Having succeeded quite well with the game, they set their sights on Pac-Man. This caught Atari's attention and they sued the two for copyright infringement. Atari really wasn't worried about the use of Pac-Man as much as what the mods meant in reality to them. They saw only dollar signs and not the impending doom that they were heading towards. Basically, Atari was so fixated on what they owned that they forgot that still waters do stagnate. If you don't refresh things, it starts to stink up the place. Atari's leaders fed money from one division to another to keep afloat. In this modern day, that is a really bad idea. The coin-op side revenue was being tossed at the consumer side to keep everything going. That was the first bad decision they made, having hope that the consumer side would start making money. There was outside influences also. In 1982, just 2 years into Reagan's presidency, unemployment had peaked up to 10.8% in the monthly rate. This was higher than the Great Depression had caused. By the end of the year, many Americans were feeling the pinch of no money, and this will be the lowest point for quite a few years. When you couple unemployment with the inequality that Atari and many other large companies seem to extrude, you find a rather nasty issue. Atari was so sure that their products would sell themselves that they forgot the outside forces that influenced them. Yes, they enjoyed lower tax rates, but they forgot the common man was lacking monetary means to pay for things. By mid-1982, people were more concerned with keeping themselves afloat than having entertainment, and the video game industry lost whatever speed it had gained up till then. Atari's head, Ray Kassar, had no clues about the industry. This did not help later on when the management had no tech-savvy people among them. Taking that with the uncaring attitude towards the programmers, they lost the people they needed to keep to prosper, forcing Bushnell out, making bad decisions about games, and refusing to allow creators of their games' royalties killed them in the long run. Because of this, companies like Electronic Arts and Activision were born. Another side issue was the owner of Commodore. Jack Tramiel was by all records a scheming, conniving, bad-tempered man. He caused many companies that sold products to him to fail because he failed to pay them. The fact that these companies still sent him products was an idiot move on their parts, in my opinion. Commodore owed so much to these companies that many of them had no cash flow, and so Tramiel snapped them up and forgave his own debt. So in the end, you had bad business decisions along with lack of resources. Atari, which once had been king, was now the knave. I think that because of this decision made by Atari and Tramiel, and because the economy was at a low point, they combined to make Captain Planet. No, not really. What happened was the lack of interest was more of a lack of money that caused the interest to wane in consoles. Consumers fed their families first before thinking about entertainment. The bad rep that Atari enjoyed at this point drove them down a spiral that had Warner, the parent company, ending up selling Atari. My name is Chrissy Stancil, and thank you for listening to my reasoning why the video game market failed in the 80s.